Hello, Raynette. How are you today?
I am great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for agreeing to be named one of our Black History Month's hidden gems. As you know, you have been identified by our Black History Month committee as a hidden gem this year. And Hidden Gems highlights members at our agency that inspire, motivate, and celebrate the contributions of civil rights, politics, philanthropy, education, and beyond. So congratulations on accepting this nomination.
Thank you for my award.
Oh, look at you. Fantastic.
Oh gosh.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh. So we'd like to start by asking you to share a little bit about your background and how you came to work at CREC.
Okay. So first of all, my name is Raynette Holmes. I grew up in Hartford. I am a Hartfordite. I love Hartford. I come from a family of 8 children, all born and raised here, and we've gone through Hartford Public Schools. I had the opportunity of going through open choice, but it was called Project Concern at that time. And so I left my neighborhood school to attend Project Concern because my parents thought it would be a great opportunity for me to be outside of our community. So I had 4 siblings that went through Project Concern. And I think that was an opening of my eyes to things outside of my community. Because as you know, as African American and people of color, our network and all the things that we need are in our community. And so I had an opportunity to attend a Catholic school for middle school, which led to a scholarship to a boarding school. So it's been a road. Not all great, but definitely learning experiences. And I think that's what my parents wanted for us, to have a learning experience, something different from outside of what they had. Um, so I attended, it's called Academy of the Holy Family. It's in Baltic, Connecticut, and I went there for 4 years. I stayed on campus, and that was a big thing for me. I'd never been away from home. And as I said, my family is really close. So me leaving home was a monumental thing for me. But I survived and graduated, attended Central for a couple of years, didn't make it through Central. And I say that because when I'm talking to students, kids are always saying, oh, but you did it, you did it. And everybody's road is not straight. You know what I mean? Mine was a little crooked. You know what I'm saying? So I like to tell kids that you might have a plan to do one thing, but I will say, but God has another plan for you. And so my crooked road took me to Virginia State, which is a HBCU in Petersburg, Virginia, by way of Doc Hurley, who is notorious. He's an icon in our community. He was very instrumental in having a lot of kids attend HBCUs, which are historically Black colleges and universities. So I had graduated from Virginia State. While I was there, I had the opportunity to be initiated into one of the first Black sororities, Alpha Kappa Alpha Incorporated. And so that's been my journey so far for growing up in Hartford. Um, I love my experience. I take everything with me wherever I go. And I thank my parents for having they're brave, they were brave to let us have that opportunity to go outside of our community.
Thank you so much for sharing a little bit about yourself, and what an amazing story. I really appreciate how you said that not everyone's path is straight, right? Like, and you basically sharing your story gives everyone permission to really understand that there are different pathways and your pathway is the right way. So I appreciate you sharing that.
Right.
So you're currently the Dean of Students at Academy of International Studies, 12. Can you share a little bit about your role now in that school, and also like the different positions that you've held at CREC that have led you to becoming the Dean of Students there?
Okay, so I will say this is my first year, so I'm a newbie. Um, and one of the things that even pushed me to apply for the dean position was I'm a social worker by profession. I was a social worker for over 25 years. And one of those things when we talk about what we need to do in our path, I think I procrastinated a while because I didn't know if that was something I wanted to do. And so that was one of those things where I just was like, you know what, I'm just going to jump, and see what happens. And so I applied and I was chosen for the role. And so um, it's different for me because now my capacity goes from being the social worker, problem solver, advocate, um, parent, auntie, uh, disciplinarian. It's all rolled in one now. And I feel like all those things that I've learned over the years has prepared me for this role now. So I'm new. And so some of the things that I don't know has more to do with the logistics of running a school and the infrastructure. And so I'm looking forward to learning that.
Thank you so much for sharing, and congratulations on the new role. I hope that you're getting the support that you need from your colleagues and from members of our Black Employee Network group across the agency. And also as a member of our Women of Color Leadership Collective, you're also finding some community space and support space to talk about how to be successful in your role. We're really excited to have you in that position. It's a treat, to know you, to know that we have representation and that our students can see, right, like an opportunity as a leader in the education space as well. Not only students, but also our young professionals here at
Absolutely.
CREC, right? Like even
Right.
the different positions across the agency that can see what opportunities they also can have in leadership with us here. Will you share with us and describe a defining moment in your life?
So when I looked at that question, I have several, and I'm sure some other people would agree. I will say one of the defining moments for me is when I realized as a young Black woman, that I had power, and I could do what I wanted to do with that power. And I get to say yes, I get to say no for things that I feel like might compromise me. And so that right there was a defining moment. Another defining moment was when, as I told you, I attended Central Connecticut State University initially. And so as my road started to deteriorate as far as how I was navigating the university, I took another leap and I joined the military. So that was a defining moment for me. And anyone that knows me, I am not athletic. I am not that chick.
Wow, that's
So,
very surprising. I would have never known that about you.
right.
What branch
Yeah.
of the military?
I was in the US Reserves for 11 years. I was deployed to Saudi Arabia for Desert Storm.
Wow.
And so I've had some tours some other places too, but I spent 11 years in the US Reserves.
Oh my gosh, Raynette.
I know.
Thank you so much for your service. That,
Thank you.
that
Yep.
is a fantastic part of your journey.
Yeah, I love that part of it too. Because I don't look like that person. But there's certain things about my personality that definitely points to my training and just being able to move forward with some things that I might struggle with. And I will say the last defining moment for me are my children. I have two children. I have a son, Ezra, and my daughter, Gara. And so a defining moment for me is when both my children graduated from college. And
Wow.
so that's almost the pinnacle of parenting. You know what I mean? It's like,
Like I
all
did it.
right,
I did
I
it.
did it. I could go like this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Wow,
and
that's
they're, you know
amazing.
what I mean? They're taking care of themselves. They're citizens.
Yeah,
Uh, and so that's what we want. And that's
that's
what I
a
want for
proud
the kids that
moment.
I come in contact with every day.
Where did your kiddos go to school, go to college?
So my daughter attended a HBCU. She attended Norfolk State University in Norfolk, Virginia.
Okay.
And she didn't want to attend Virginia State, but that was okay. So um, That was fine with me. My son attended University of Rhode Island, and I was trying to get him to attend a HBCU. But when you're offered a scholarship, you go where
Right.
the money is provided, right? Okay, so that's what he did. But they're great kids, and I love them to pieces.
Oh my word, that is fantastic. What an accomplishment. That's a great success story right there. Raynette, would you share with us what are some of the things that you enjoy doing when you're not at CREC?
Oh wow, wait. Can you tell in the back? So I do a lot of things with my sorority. I love my sorority sisters. Matter of fact, we have a scholarship that is coming out for women, young women who are looking for assistance for scholarships. So it's Alpha Kappa Alpha Scholarship. I do a lot with community service, a lot with philanthropy, raising money for different causes. Pink goes red. So that's the number one thing that I do there. But for fun, I love my friends. I love my tribe. I have friends that, I travel with. I love concerts and festivals. I do line dancing on the side. So I just try to keep busy.
That's fantastic. One of the things that I have recently been discovering in conversation with people that are, successful, that are gems like you, is that they definitely find time outside of a secular, outside of work to really fill their cup with joy. Like, spend time outside, be in community, do some service, laugh, find time for joy, really contributes to how you show up at work and how you show up to lead others, in their success.
Right, absolutely.
What are some of, and with that said, what do you believe are some traits that leaders, folks in administration, here at CREC or just in other school districts, because this, link could go live and in our social media as well. Like, what are some traits that great leaders should have?
Okay, so I will say, we find leaders among ourselves, and you don't have to necessarily have a title to be a leader. You know what I mean? One of my things is when I walk into a room, I speak. And to me, that's initiative. And so I think leaders should have some sort of initiative. I think they should be willing to serve their clientele or either the agency or in our particular space, it's children, it's education. I think we should lead by example. I think we should also be mindful of the circumstances of families, students, and teachers that we serve. I also think that we should be approachable. I think sometimes our facial expressions, our body language will determine whether or not a student will approach us for help, whether or not teachers will approach us for support, and whether or not parents will think that we have their kids' best interests in mind and their children will be safe. I also think that we should keep the mission in mind, and our mission is to educate students. And I think sometimes thinking outside the box as a leader will help us solve some of the quagmires that we might have as educators. So I think, and also being prayerful because it's not an easy position to be in. And so there's a lot that comes with it. So we have to be prayerful and we have to be mindful.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with us as it relates to, sharing your advice or, connection to the community that you wish we knew as agency members?
I know for people who do know me, I have this thing about information. What good is information if you don't share it? So contacts that I have, even in the building where I am now, I'm always asking, what are you doing? What do you like to do? Oh, did you think about this or think about that? Knowledge doesn't do anything if you don't share it. And so I just feel like making those connections and sharing the information that you have, encouraging people to move to that next level. I know that was something that I had. growing up in a neighborhood where all my teachers looked like me at that particular time. And so those were my role models. And so I just hope that I can be that, what was for me. So I say information, spread the information.
I'm sure that you are that for the students that you're seeing day to day. Could we end by sharing what's on your t-shirt?
Oh, well, okay.
Absolutely
So,
love the message.
yep. So this is a t-shirt. Let me see if I can stand up a little bit.
Yeah.
This
As long as
t-shirt,
I'm alive, I might as well be incredible.
incredible, yes. And one of the things I like doing too is like I like art. I'm not an artist. This is some stuff in the back, but you know,
Yeah.
that's like a paint, those paint night things. But I love going to shows for artists like fabric artists. And so this young person, I'll say, her name is Kim Cannon, and she does lots of things around in the community about painting, just sharing her work. And so this was a t-shirt that she came up with.
That's fantastic. Well, we'll have to be sure to share two things that you mentioned in your interview today, the scholarship opportunity and also this artist that has this incredible message on your shirt that's inspiring and probably motivates you putting it on, makes you feel incredible. And when others see you wearing it, also make them feel incredible.
Yeah, yeah. But I will say this. One of my favorite quotes is, and I feel like we're gonna end. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to get this out, is by Maya Angelou. So one of the things is like I love her as an artist.
Yeah.
And so one of her quotes is, my mission in life is not to merely survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style.
Yes. Thank you. What a way to end. Thank you so much for being an incredible gem of our agency. Happy Black History Month to you.
Look, thank you.